Good morning, everybody. Is everyone a little excited? Right, so Miss Society said that you guys are going to Yosemite coming up. Right, so we're going to be doing a lesson today. It's all about reading comprehension, and I'm going to be sharing with you a tool that we can use called bubble diagrams to help figure out what the main idea of an article is going to be. And we're going to be reading an article and working with partners. An article is all about Yosemite. We're going to figure out what are some of the main ideas in the article and what are some of those supporting evidence, some details that help support that main idea. All right, so one thing that's really important before we get into an article, sometimes there's some words that we're not quite sure of what they mean. So I identified a few vocabulary words that I wanted to go over with you all before we get going, just to make sure that we're on the same page. And then I'll have a handout with all those definitions. But we'll take some time right now and we will go over those before we get into it. All right, next we're just going to do a little review talking about paragraphs and the structure of a paragraph. What is inside of that paragraph that we should be looking for. How about I give a topic sentence and then we'll have you guys see if you can give a sentence that is going to support that main idea, that topic sentence. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if it makes sense. Not so much. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Ty. All right, cool, awesome. All right, so we have, I'm going to hand out this handout. We have our vocabulary words on there as well as a practice paragraph. So we're going to be looking at a paragraph together and we're going to try to see if we can identify what that topic sentence is. All right, so this is going to be a paragraph that's giving some information, right? We're learning about something. So does anybody want to take a look and see if either they can identify like what this paragraph is talking about or a specific sentence in there that may be the topic sentence. Okay? So we're learning about that. We're talking about this paragraphs because when we look at an article that has multiple paragraphs, we want to make sure that we can identify the topic in each paragraph so that we can figure out what the main idea of that article is. It's going to lead us into the meat and potatoes of our lesson, talking about bubble diagrams. Now, a bubble diagram is an organizational tool. It's used for identifying the main idea of an article and also that supporting evidence. Now, when we're looking at an article, each individual paragraph is going to be some of that supporting evidence. Once we figure out the topic sentence and the topic of a paragraph, we can fill out one of these supporting evidence bubbles. So what we're going to do, we're going to be splitting up into partners, and we're going to be reading through this article. Now I'd like everyone, you guys to take turns reading paragraphs. Just read it through, all the way through one time, like I said before. And then after that, we'll go back, and you'll try to figure out what's the topic of paragraph 1. Once you guys decide what that topic is, you'll write it into the bubble that says paragraph 1. Move on to paragraph 2, let's do the same exact thing. So then, we're going to be looking at this bubble diagram with 6 different topics. Now this is when you really have to put your thinking cap on and really start to figure out how are all of these topics related. Now, what are these things? How can they be fit into one big juicy main idea? So we're trying to figure out our main idea here. Not say I read an article and the first paragraph is all about the floss. Teaching us the moves, who was the first one to do it. The next paragraph we read by looking at the supporting evidence and finding the topic sentence. Now, our main idea. Who can raise their hand, tell me, what would the main idea of this article be? About, here.
Dances.
Dances, right? Okay? Does anybody have any questions about this partner activity? Now raise your hand if you got it all finished up. Almost everybody. Alright, I saw everybody working really hard. Thanks for being on task. Thanks for getting everything finished up. Alright, let's go over this together. Now last but not least, we looked at all the different paragraphs. This is going to be our supporting evidence. Each paragraph and the topic of each. What did we come up with as the main idea of this article? Yeah, definitely different species of animals, because then they want to be. Now, one reason why we use this tool is somebody can look at the bubble diagram, not see the article, and they can know exactly what that article is about. This is our bubble diagram. This is going to be a good tool. Kind of moving on from here, something that we're not going to be doing today, but one reason why this tool is really helpful and really effective is to write a summary. We're going to be having the main ideas in that summary. Yes or no? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs up for no. Are we going to have the main ideas of the article in our summary? Yeah. Instead of them having to read the whole article themselves, you could share that summary with them. They can get all that key information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that's all I had to share with you guys today. Maybe if Ms. Seibachen is interested and she wants you guys to practice some writing skills, she could assign this summary. It's totally up to her. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of your respect, and it looks like everyone was working really hard. I really appreciate that. Okay? Thank you guys so much.